Hey there, Hexers. This is Function here. I was out of town on vacation for a couple of weeks, but now I'm back. I'm going to be doing a quick channel update as well as a community spotlight. In my realm of the woods, I finally hit that 300 subscriber mark, which means I'm going to be giving away that Portensio, like I was saying. Although, I'm not going to be doing the raffle until I actually get my alpha invite. That means if you haven't subscribed yet, you still have a chance to win. Make sure your subscription is actually public or else I won't be able to see it and I won't be able to enter you into the raffle. Definitely help me out in that regards, and hit the like button on my videos. Helps me get visibility, but enough of that. What else am I going to be talking about? I finally stepped my game up a little bit. I'm not a slacker anymore, and I got this awesome banner for my YouTube channel. Yeah, it's definitely pretty sweet. It's got like the Shin Hair Wizard on there, and the Venom Warlock guy, and they're just squaring off. It's got the FunktionFails and the Hex logo. I think it's totally sweet. On that note, my buddy Rachel Dukes over at Mixtape Comics is the one responsible for it. She did an awesome job drawing up my banner. It's inspired by some of the existing Hex artwork, and she put her own little twist on it, like she does in her comics. So yeah, totally unrelated to Hex, but still totally awesome. If you're into comics or just that kind of artwork, definitely check her out. She's got some cool stuff on there, and she's always putting stuff out. She's very talented and totally a cool person. Anyhow, keep moving on. What else has been up lately? On the Hex Vault, I put out a deck building article recently. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely suggest doing so. It's really geared towards people who haven't had a whole lot of card game experience and might be intimidated by that deck building process. I know for a lot of people, it is something that is a little intimidating. Not only do I explain one of the processes I use for deck building, but I also do a little quick walkthrough and build a deck of my own along with you and explain how I get there. The deck I built was a pauper deck, which, if you're not familiar with the term, it's a deck that consists of only commons, so it's a really affordable deck to build for newer players, and it's just kind of a fun format to play where the only cards you have access to are commons, so everybody's playing kind of a lower power deck. There's still some really interesting things you can do with it, and that's kind of what I was aiming at here, not only showing people how to build decks, but also just showing some of the interesting things that you can do while you're doing it. Alright, moving on to the community spotlight, definitely check out the Threshold podcast. These guys put an incredible amount of work into the podcast, and you know what? They even have a website going for it too, and the podcast isn't the only thing on the website. They got these sweet puzzles, they have all kinds of articles and other kind of Hex content, but the big thing is definitely the podcast. I've listened to all of their episodes, especially for those alpha folks. We got alpha coming up on October 8th, which is about 10 days away, and the more recent podcasts, they've kind of been talking about what you can expect out of alpha and how you can be a better alpha tester. Make the game better for everybody by submitting feedback and bug reports and all that other good stuff. You know, I could talk about this stuff a little bit, but these guys do a much better job than I could. And yeah, listen to it. Speaking about putting a whole bunch of work into websites and Hex content, man, I have a hard enough time just putting out one video a week. But Hyena over on the Hex Forums, he's got this Hex TCGshuffle.com site, and man, he's putting out articles almost every single day. He is just relentless, putting out all kinds of good stuff. I've probably given him a shout out once or twice already, but man, the guy deserves it. Some of his stuff is really cool. One of the things I think is really cool that he's got that nobody else is doing is these artist interviews. He interviewed the artist who drew this picture. I think this picture is totally rad, and the fact that he went out of his way to find the folks that were doing art for Cryptozoic and, you know, just doing quick interviews with him, asking him some interesting questions and whatnot. It's nothing anybody else had thought of or was doing, and it's totally unique. And yeah, definitely check out the Hex Shuffle site. Last shout out here I'm going to be doing is from my buddy Mocog. You know, just recently this week he was putting out some videos of he was calling them MMO TCG 101, and they're geared towards those people who might not have a whole lot of card game experience, what they can expect from alpha, kind of like the podcast guys are doing. But this is you know, approaching it from a different angle, doing these quick little bite-sized pieces, and each of them is about a different topic. They're definitely pretty cool. If you're somebody who that applies to, you might not have a whole lot of TCG experience, check them out. And even if you're not, you might catch a pointer or two that maybe it's something you hadn't thought of. Alright, so that just about wraps everything up. I do want to say one last thing though. You know, I'm incredibly excited about the alpha. You guys have no idea. Oh, actually, you probably do. I think we're all really excited about the alpha. And on that note, you know, I think it's 10 days away or so. I'm going to be doing a little challenge. This is really just for myself more than anything else. I'm going to try to put out one piece of content every single day up until alpha comes out. to be honest, I doubt I can actually do it, but I'm going to try pretty hard. I've already got a few ideas. I'm going to start the challenge Monday, so I at least have a little bit of time this weekend to maybe prep one or two, but it's not going to be easy. Putting out this stuff takes a bit of time. On that note, cheer me along. If I do something you guys like, leave a comment, help me keep going, and we'll see if I can make it to the finish line. It'll help pass the time until alpha for sure, because that's definitely the real reason I'm doing it. Anyhow, yeah, until next time, less fail, more function.